Bunny Rugs Clarke. You good? You're rolling over there? Awesome. Aloha, it's Dave Lawrence, and we are live at Kaka Waterfront Park, Honolulu, and hanging out with Bunny Rugs Clarke, vocals, Third World. The show is just smoking. Thank you so much for taking some time for me afterward.
Yeah, man, it was a pleasure to be here. We're no strangers to Hawaii. We've been coming here from around 1979, and we always look forward to performing for the folks in Hawaii because they know our music, and we always have fun and enjoy ourselves. So tonight was a pleasure.
When you've been here for a few days now, we've had the fortune, they're doing a 4-day tour, and this is the third of the 4 days. What are some memories? You mentioned you've been coming for almost, it's been over 30 years. What are some things that pop into your mind or previous experiences that you've reflected on since coming back?
Pineapples.
We have the sweetest, yeah, man.
But did you know that it was Jamaica who introduced pineapples to Hawaii?
I didn't know that.
Yes. Check it out.
I'll look that one up.
It's true, it's true.
Right, and so that's where, and so that evokes some sort of memory to you.
Jamaica have the sweetest pineapples. Whenever you come, I hope you come in pineapple season. No, there are other things. There's the atmosphere, there's the vibes of the folks. You know, I'm going to Maui tomorrow. I like Maui, you know. Honolulu is good vibes, but it's a big city, and I prefer the country parts, you know.
Does it remind you at all like Miami or something?
More like New York.
There we go. That's the kind of vibe I get. I live right in Waikiki, so it sort of reminds me of that.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I love Hawaii, man.
When it came to the Patriots record, I was thinking a little bit about some of the songs on there. What inspired this one? I mean, it's album number 23, right? This is like a real milestone position for the band to be in, like the longest running reggae band out there.
Yeah, what happened is the people that performed with us on this album, most of them grew up with our music, you know, and the whole thing came together so spiritually, so magically, because we really didn't make any special effort to have Toots or Tessan Chin or Taurus Riley, who is performing now. It's his music hearing behind us. We didn't have any problems to rope them in. Greg Isaacs, who has always been a fan of ours, and we have been a fan of his and friend. So it was like fun. And it was appropriate because we celebrated our 30th year anniversary, and the album Patriot was a part of that celebration. And to have Stephen Marley and Damian Marley produce 96 Degrees in the Shade, which was actually written about Paul Bogle, who was hanged by the British in 1865. And this album is dedicated to Paul Bogle. So it's a lot of things that have combined this album, the performance of the various artists, the intention of the content, and all that kind of stuff. So it's really a magnificent project, and we look forward to touring behind it this year, you know.
Before we talk about that remake with the Marley brothers, you mentioned Gregory Isaacs. Talk about getting him onto the record and what that means to have his voice on it, especially the way things have turned out.
Well, it's like a miracle, because I think, if I'm not mistaken, that was one of probably his last recording, and that even makes it extra special. He's now a part of us, and we're a part of him, you know.
Were you there when he did the session? How did it go, or did he do the track separate?
Kat produced that session in Kingston. I was in New York at the time, working on other parts of the album, you know, because that is how we operate Third World. Kat would do productions, Richard would take care of one, and I would do something else, you know, and put it together. It was really special, man. Very, very special.
Who did the tracks with Stephen and Damien?
They did. Damien produced that track.
Were you there when they were doing any of that work?
Yes, I was there for that one, and that was to watch Damien. He reminds me so much of his father. Very structured when it comes to
working.
Yeah, very, very, and not afraid to spend time and energy. I really love him, and Stephen, I'm a brethren, you know. The Marleys are a great family, great legacy Bob left for us and the world, you know.
How about Ziggy? He's not connected to this record. How much interaction have you had with him? In so many ways, he seems like the elder statesman of the Marley children. What's your impression of where he fits into the legacy?
I've spoke to Ziggy a few times, but I haven't seen him that much. And since I think he's now out in California, we don't see him that often. But he's the family. He's family.
When you think of Bob, your earliest memory of crossing his path was what that comes to mind?
First thing, Bob and I celebrate the same birthday, and his last birthday we had a party together, February, and I think we lost him in April or somewhere around that.
Yeah, around May or something.
Yeah, somewhere in that time. Always good memories. I used to hang out with Bob at Lee Scratch Perry's studio, Black Hawk studio. I was there the day that they recorded. I remember it shortly, but.
And we have Bob right behind us coming in from the car.
Yeah, man. So it was a good experience, and we used to watch each other. He would come and watch Third World perform, and we'd hang out with him and smoke some herb and stuff.
Are there any lessons you think you picked up from him or what he has brought music?
Yeah, to stick with your craft and be very serious about it. He was very serious about what he said, how he prepared his music, and because it's not easy being in a group for 39 years. So there must be some form of commitment, and Bob was very committed to his art, and I think that is what Third World might have picked up from Bob, to stick with it, take it very seriously, say something that would uplift people and move you in a different direction, and I think we have accomplished that.
When I talked to Kat on the phone, it was really, we were able to draw this connection between the fact that when Bob Marley passed away, Stevie Wonder was so moved by that, he wanted to go to Jamaica and spend that time that he did down there, and then your paths crossed, and in so many ways it led to some serious chapters in your life. Talk a little bit about that time when that happened.
Yeah, that was a good time when Stevie came to Jamaica and performed with us on Sunsplash, and then he invited us up to Los Angeles to his studio, where we did You've Got the Power album, where he wrote 2 songs, Try to Love and Playing Us Too Close. And we recorded the entire album at Wonderland Studios in Los Angeles. That was a great trip, Learned a lot of stuff from him, and he's a great person, still a friend of ours.